Before meeting goes out, so. Okay, thank you for your patience. I'll call the public hearing to order. We'll stand for the pledge to the flag, please. The pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilman Coleman.
Here.
Councilman Allen. Here. Councilman Paddock.
Here.
Councilman Sneeser is absent. Supervisor Bateman.
Here. Our agenda item for tonight for the public hearing is local law 8 of 2022. It is amending chapter 140 zoning of the code of the town of Rochester. Local law 8 will allow adaptive reuse of an existing facility to grant a new use to an approved economic enterprise overlay zone for the parcel located at 2919 and 2921. And I want to make a correction. It is only 2919. Apologies. Originally, it was 2 separate parcels. When the original EEO was approved, they've since been merged and they are known as 2919. 2921 is the parcel immediately behind. So for clarification, it is only 2919 Lucas Turnpike, Accord, New York. The SBL on our notice was correct. It's 77.1-2-42.131. And I did confirm with our attorney that due to our error on that, there's no issues because she said you had the right information, you just had more information than you needed. So Great Blue Heron Properties LLC are the owners. They're proposing a new use for a portable sawmill to an existing EEO approved property. A zoning change is being pursued by the applicant from the town board. If the town board grants the zoning change, the applicant will then be directed to present an application to the town of Rochester Planning Board for site plan review. So there will be, besides the zoning change public hearing, which is tonight, there will be an additional public hearing and additional review by the town of Rochester Planning Board for the actual use on the site and how it fits on the site. So with that, I will call the public hearing to order. First, allow the applicant just to give for the public here to give just sort of a brief overview of what's being proposed, and then we'll open it up to anyone who wishes to make comments. If you want to stand or whatever you're most comfortable with, you can come sit in the seat here, whatever works best for you.
Hello. My name is Alex Banner. We have this property on Lucas Turnpike that has a series of small businesses, including my woodworking shop and other small manufacturing businesses. The building is approximately 12,000 square feet on 6 acres. It's an L-shaped property. We're trying to put an exterior portable small mill, very small, 2-man operation. The long part of the L shape of our property. It's in line with our building when you see it on the property map. To support another small business that's claiming wood from fallen trees in the area and milling them into usable lumber.
Okay. Thank you. If you want to return back so just a quick note, the public hearing process is for the board to hear comments. It's not intended to be a question and answer session. If the applicant or board members do agree, we could potentially answer questions, but it's for us to hear your concerns and comments. We like to try to be fairly informal, so we don't do time limits on anything unless we just ask that you make your point as best you can. So I'll open it up to anyone who'd like to speak.
My name is Jason Hutchins. This is my son, Pedro Hutchins. My wife is on the way. She's from the morning. We operate the farm directly through the driveway. We have a shared driveway on 919 that comes down to our farm. So the sawmill is between out, the proposed sawmill is between out to the farm operation. And then we live on the other side of nursery school, close to the property. We had learned about the project in the spring. I met Marco and we talked about it. I offered Marco some lots because they have a sawmill already in the front of the property that they're operating. But I understand they want to move the operation to the back of the property. We were told they had already been approved by the town in writing. And so when we asked Jerry just what the restrictions were, because we understood they wanted to build very close to our property line, and they had to raise the grade quite considerably. Jerry said he hadn't heard about it, and I guess that's how the events led to today. So I guess we submitted a very large document prior to this meeting, and I guess our overall question, we don't object to the current location of the sawmill, and there's several obstacles we feel with the proposed location and the scope of the project as we understand the scope of the project. Moving it back up against very close to our property.
Okay. For anyone else who wishes to speak tonight? Okay. With that, then I'd ask the board if they want to close the public hearing. We do plan, just for the public, we do plan to have a discussion further in the regular meeting tonight. Under the laws, once we convene a public hearing, it's only for that purpose, the public hearing. So what we would do is if we do close the public hearing tonight, we would close the portion of us hearing from the public. We would then open up our workshop meeting where it is on our agenda to discuss this. So, no. No, that's me. So, I ask for motion to close.
Like that one. Oh,
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Then I'd ask for a motion that we close the public hearing meeting.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I'll second.
No, you can stay. We're just, it's the legal portion of when we hear you, we have to close that meeting and open another meeting, just because the public hearing is only for the purposes of gathering information. It just satisfies keeps the lawyers happy. So the next part of the next meeting is also a public meeting, and it is the next item on our agenda for us to discuss the application. So all we're doing now is closing, taking comments. You've submitted a written package as well as made verbal comments. There's no one else who wishes to speak, so we're just closing that portion. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. You want to switch us over?